When cooking rice in a pot, usually when you have a pot like this, you see there's a thick part at the bottom. A thick part at the bottom. Yes. You need to use a pot that has a thick bottom. The heat lasts longer. The heat lasts longer. And the rice cooks at a consistent temperature. Usually, you soak it in water. The rice, as much as you want. 2 measures of water. Adding it now is meaningless. But soaking the rice, then using a 1-to-1 ratio of soaked rice and water, will result in the usual rice we know. If the water amount matches in a 1-to-1 ratio, then it results in the rice we typically know. So, all refreshing. Yeah, you have to wash it like this once. If you do this, rinse it quickly. And then remove it immediately. Right. You have to throw away the first water right after rinsing. Because the rice absorbs an unpleasant smell. So the grains don't break. And if you want to eat slightly firm rice, you can drain it in a colander and let the moisture out. Then the rice will swell because of the moisture on the surface. To see whether this rice has swollen or not, it should be transparent. It should be completely white. You wait until it turns white. You wait for about 1 hour to 1 hour.
If you soak the rice more like this, the transparent rice becomes white. Basically, if you keep it like this at home on a sieve and store it in the refrigerator, you can cook rice whenever you want. But the reason for handling the rice very carefully is if it breaks, the rice will break. So when the rice is 100 grams, you need to add 100 grams of water. It works. If this is 1 cup, then add 1 cup of water. That's how you usually make pot rice or things like that. You know, the reason I'm bringing this out is that if you have a small rice cooker like this, you can make about 1 bowl of rice every day. 1 meal? Yeah. If you want to eat 1 bowl in Korea, once it's prepared in advance, just place this with 1 water, then start boiling and reduce the heat.
15 minutes.
It depends on the size, but in this case, it takes 20 minutes. This is something you learn by doing it repeatedly. Reduce the heat to the lowest setting, and in about 15 minutes, you will have delicious rice, and then put the rice in. The heavy lids like these, and some lids are made of 2 parts. For making Japanese cooked rice, and for those you put in the rice as usual, but instead use something like noodle dipping sauce, which can be salty, so dilute it with some water. If you take rice in equal amount and add it 1-to-1, then cook it and place grilled golai sea bream on top, it becomes Japanese style pot rice. For that, this would be 1 part rice, 1 part water. I think you need to check the seasoning. If it's 1 part, 0.5. If you try it and the seasoning doesn't match, you can adjust it yourself. I wanted to mention that this can be used to make pot rice. And you can cook the rice with it, grill some steak like beef, slice it and put it on top and it becomes steak rice. So if you usually have rice ready at home, you can cook it whenever you want. When we normally cook rice at home, if it is 1 cup, then you add 2 cups of water. You can adjust and add less water according to your preference. So cover with a lid. Since I have to make more rice, I'll add a bit more. An easy method. Normally it's measured 1-to-1, but I think it's usually adjusted like this. The back of the hand, yes. They say to adjust it to the back of the hand. Set it to about 1/3 up, and it seems like the amount is correct. Then if you stir it around, it feels like it turns smoothly. Yeah. Now it starts boiling. So move it to the lowest heat, and in about 15 minutes, the rice grains will rise like this. Now turn off the heat. If you flip it over like this, the bottom is a bit moist, but the top isn't. Before rolling it in this state, it's better to let it rest a bit after stirring. If you have time, let it rest for 15 minutes. Otherwise, it's okay to eat it right away. I find it tasty to make soy sauce egg rice with this. Let's film soy sauce egg rice. Should we film it now?
드실 생각이십니까?
아니? 오케이.
사랑해. 아빠도 제 사랑해.